Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tomorrowman Podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a follow on social media. On Facebook and Instagram, it's @Tomorrowman Podcast. On Twitter, @Tomorrowman Pod. Let's get this started. This is episode number 14, and I'm joined by my very good friend, Gerson Mejia. We go back, bro. Way back. Way back. Very good episode. A nice, long, stiff one for you. Hope you guys enjoyed just as much as I did. Thank you for listening to Tomorrowman Podcast.
What's up, little perverts?
Ooh. Let's get dirty. Let's
do it, dog. Damn, is it tomorrow or is it today, man, dog?
Tomorrow, man, bro.
Okay, dog. What about the next day's man,
Next day,
dog?
maybe next week, next month.
I was like, what about I'm just here, man. I'm just here today, man's podcast.
It actually came from a procrastination. My mom gave me the fucking name.
Is it Spanish or English?
English.
Okay.
Yeah, she'd be telling me to do something, and I'll be like, I'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
She'd be like, all right, tomorrow, man. All right.
Oh, shit. Damn, I kind of like that, dog. I thought you got it just to be like a man of the future.
That's what a lot of people get. But when I tell them that, yeah, they're like surprised.
Tomorrow's man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like it.
Tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
Welcome to the world. I kind of play with both
tomorrow.
now. Yeah, for sure. You were telling me on the, was it Uber, Lyft, whatever the fuck that this Persian guy was telling you some fucking stories? What was that about?
So check it out. So it's just like rule number 1, don't drink and drive.
Why is that?
That shit's whack. DUIs are whack. Listen, you don't got to take the fucking bus anymore. You don't got to ask the homies for a ride no more.
But it's so fucking fun.
No, listen, dog, it's cool until you kill somebody or you crash into some shit,
I'm just playing.
Or you're sitting in the back of a fucking cop car, or you're sitting in a drunk tank, dog, or all of a sudden you're taking a shower with 200 dudes. Like, what the fuck did I get myself into? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a life-changing thing. It's funny, you know what I mean? It's but it is fucking fun as fuck. Don't get me wrong, dog. It's just like shit. Just not in California because there's no fucking open roads. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're getting fucking hammered Tim Allen style and driving down the middle of that fucking nowhere in your 1940 Roadster.
That's right.
And that's tight, you know, or if you're some hillbilly in fucking Lancaster and you're just jamming through the desert, who the fuck's gonna give a fuck?
Yeah.
If you go to California, dog, there's too many people to fucking hit on every corner.
Right.
You know, this shit ain't fucking, what's that game? Crazy Taxi?
Oh, shit, for the Dreamcast. Yeah, I remember that motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like hitting people like, yo, I need change. I got to hit somebody.
Yeah, it's like hitting the ramps and shit.
I was just like, yo, I ain't racist, my boy, but I got to hit somebody. Somebody of color, dog. Yeah. Or and not.
As long as they're the human species, man, they're fucking going down, bro.
Targets, everybody.
Yeah. So what did this dude tell you?
So check it. So it's just like, you know, you're always going to get some kind of character. You're always going to get, you know, a lot of the times you're getting people that are, the only way that they can, you know, make income is through Uber. They don't have, it's not necessarily there's no background checks, but it's just like they're not checking for your nationality, your paperwork, how long you've been here, to my understanding. Because this fool was here he was here from Iran. He just got here 2016. So I know nobody's like.
How long has he been working? Like, he's been working ever since
he's been working ever since. He's like, I just been Ubering it. He's like, you know, so we got in a conversation of, he's like, what do you do? I told him I do construction management. He's like, oh, you make the big bucks. I'm like, not in California, dog. There's an influx, you know? It's just like, yo, dog, there's too many of us here, you know? So then he started telling me a little bit more about himself, and he's like, he does underwater welding, which is like a specialty job. Like, you're talking about, this is, you're not going to find very many people that know how to do this type of welding. Like,
it's a very select few.
It's very select few, scarce. Especially, there's not a lot of work for it in California because, we just don't call.
We don't got any fucking water here.
Yeah, there's no welding underneath. You know, we're not doing fracking. You know, we're not fracking in the ocean. It's just, you know, so it's mostly in the Gulf of Mexico. He said in the Persian Gulf. There's Canada and Alaska, but who the fuck wants to live in Alaska, dog? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, Canada's tight. You know, I got family out there, but it's just it's a dangerous job. So him and I got to talking, and I asked him, I was like, well, you know, you're a welder. Like, isn't there a way that you can get work out here? There's plenty of jobs. Like, I'm sure you're overskilled. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, it's just a different standard of welding. So he's like, I have to go get my license. He's like, and on top of that, his English wasn't good. You know, the funny thing was he was able to communicate in 2 years. You know, somebody that's, I want to say, that motherfucker probably was like 24, dog, but he looked like he was fucking 40.
Yeah.
You know that.
Just from all the bullshit that he's fucking
missing. No, hell no. The Middle Eastern blood, my boy. You got hairy arms, dog. You got them Robin Williams arms, dog.
The bottom of his feet are fucking got hair on them.
My boy has got hairy palms, you know what I mean? This fool's built like a fucking truck, fool. Like, shit. You seen them 70s Iranian motherfuckers? Fools are big, dog. Yeah. So check it. So then, you know, he starts telling me, and as soon as he said the job that he did, like, I understood. I was like, yo, this is like a man's job. Like, yo, like, nobody's running this for the rest of their lives. You get in and you get out.
Yeah.
Same thing, because I have a cousin-in-law that does that type of welding and digging in Canada, and you're talking about these fools are the toughest of the toughest, dog. You know, it's just like, get into these fucking gangbangers out here, dog. These big dudes, they're these tough motherfuckers.
And they fucking do that work.
Oh, they'll crumble, fool.
Oh, yeah?
They'll crumble, fool. They won't.
They can't handle that shit?
No, dog. Listen, that's a whole nother type of species, dog. That's a whole nother species, dog.
Yeah. Could you do some shit like that?
You know what? Nah. Like, it just depends. Like, it's just body frame, dog. It's like I probably can't.
Yeah.
Heart, for sure. You know, I'm all heart.
Oh, man, he gave it all he got, man.
I gave it all he got, but this motherfucker was too little, you know? So he started breaking down to me what he was doing, and he said, he was like, oh, I was making $250. So I'm thinking, this fool's making $250 a day? And he's like, no, I'm making $250 an hour.
Fuck.
And then I was like, how many hours did you work a day? He's like, 8. He looked at me like, what the fuck is 8? He said 8.
Like the regular 8?
Yeah, he's like, I was like, regular 8? I was like, 8?
Did they give you like 1.5 hours?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, 8 hours. So then he started breaking it down to me a little bit more. He goes like, yeah, it's 8 hours, but it's like we're doing deep sea underwater welding. So it's just like you go down for an hour and a half till your till your tank runs out, and then you come back up, fill up your tanks again with oxygen and hydrogen, and then you go back down. But
this is not in a vessel. This is like in a
This is in a suit. This is just like
how far down do they go?
Not sure, man. That I didn't get too into. You know,
I would imagine the fucking pressure would be pretty
really
intense.
It depends on how far they went, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm sure they were
an hour and a half down is
it's a lot of time.
Be pretty fucking deep.
Yeah, they have a lot of time down there. You know, it's a lot of time. So then, you know, he starts really getting into it, and he's like, but then he's like, you know, it's a dangerous job, and I'm like, fuck yeah, it's a dangerous job. So he starts talking about, you know, the technicalities of the job. So then he goes like, you know, I was working in the Persian Gulf, and it's warm water, and the warm water, there's great white sharks. So he starts telling me that he's just like, you know, I have two of my best friends were fucking eaten by great whites.
Doing the same fucking job?
Doing the same job.
Oh, fuck that.
So you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, $250 sounds, you know, to an hour sounds nice, until you're like, damn, I gotta watch out for sharks. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, you do that job for 10 years and you bank out, and first of all, that's all your body can take. He said that's all you can do, 10 years. That's it. No more than that.
They don't allow you to, or you just choose not to?
The company doesn't allow you to. It's just the stress, like the stress on the body, and on top of
it probably ages you.
The chemical reaction. It's just
going down, and coming up,
coming down, and then the lick.
That'll fuck with everything.
Fumes, like not the fumes, but just like
your whole equilibrium is like
everything's
fucking
off,
fucked
dog.
up.
It's just not good for the human body.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's you know, he's like, but you cash out. He goes like, you cash out after a certain time, and then you're gone. And then you retire, and I don't know what the fuck they do in Iran. You know what I mean? But he's like, you're done. But when he was telling me, he goes like, it got to the point where we had to go down, one guy with 3 guys watching his back, you know, with like spears and shit, and like shark,
like harpoon guns,
something. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, because you can't see in front of you. He's like, you could only see a meter in front of you because the ocean and the Persian Gulf is black, like pitch black. So you're not seeing anything other than what you're doing work-wise.
Dude, I'd be so fucking scared. Like, I don't give a fuck if I was the guy welding or the dude watching his back.
Oh, for sure.
A meter in front of you, a shark coming at you at like whatever fucking speed. Like, you're not gonna see it.
Where are you gonna see it?
Yeah, even if no.
So then he said, but so he's like, between year 1 and year 4, you're making $250. After year 4, you're making $400 an hour. So then the number of people that do this kind of work diminishes low. So he's like, now we're bringing in people from Japan. We're bringing in people from Great Britain. This motherfucker said Great Britain, dog. I was like, damn.
Flying people all over.
I was like, yo, you said Great Britain, my boy? Like, I haven't heard that shit since, like, fucking, like, the 80s, like, the 70s, dog. I was like, yo, I just call it England, you know? I just call this motherfucker English muffins. So he just started telling me, you start making $400 an hour. But that's like, you're a whole nother master or something. And then that's when we came over here. But he was telling me, he's like, I don't know what a holiday is. He's like, ever since I got here, I just worked. He's like, weekends, every day, he's like 5 a.m. to 12, you know.
What'd you say he does now?
Uber.
Oh, Uber, yeah.
That's it.
Just all Uber?
Just all Uber.
Oh, man.
And I asked him, too. I was like, hey, so you might be making some kind of money. And he's like, nah. But I'm thinking he's not because of what what he's used to too. Because you gotta understand, dog. He's only been here for 2 years.
Yeah, but he already retired from that life.
Well, he just, where are you gonna do it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. You have to move to a different state. You like the only place, he said, the only place other than Mexican Gulf of Mexico, Alaska, Canada. He said it's Texas.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think he probably has family here, no family in Texas. So it's just that transition, and plus we're in California, it's a little more open. There's an Iranian, Persian market. There's, the
Persian a little bit of everything sprinkled in.
So it's sprinkled out. It's just like nothing's too far fetched. Like we have little Persia.
But did at any moment did he come off to you as if he was maybe like unfulfilled in some way? Like, man, I'm fucking bored, dude.
He just felt like empty, you know what I mean? He felt a little bit of like
I would think after not worrying about a shark over your shoulder, everything else is
chill.
pretty fucking dull.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's just a different breed of person where it's just you come from, first of all, I don't want to say poverty, because we don't understand what really goes on in these countries because we've never been here. You know? All we see is pictures on National Geographic or
what you hear from the random news
exactly.
and shit. Yeah.
So it's just like our understanding of the way the world works doesn't necessarily come from first world experience. It comes from information that's fed to us. So
can't trust that.
You can't. It's just like some of these people probably had amazing lives. When I asked him, I was like, like, how's your life here? He said, it's good. But it's kind of weird. When somebody starts off that answer like it's good, there's kind of something missing.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's just like, it's good. But I'm like, yeah, okay, this motherfucker misses kebabs.
I miss that fucking pussy, man.
I miss that pussy.
I had mountains of that shit.
I miss that goat pussy. Yeah. He misses that goat fool. That straight up just that lamb wool.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. So, like I could talk about Uber Chronicles the whole fucking time, dog. I've lurked with the lurkest of Ubers, dog. I've paid dudes to like turn off the fucking meter, dog. We're partying. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, dog. I'll be like, dog, I'll shoot you fucking $200 for the night. I'll fill up your tank. All you got to do is just make sure.
What's the wildest fucking Uber one? Is it this one that you're just kind of leading into?
No, hell no, dog. You're kidding me?
You've had some
shit, dog. I've ended up at the fucking strip club with an Uber driver. Ended up at a fucking party with my Uber driver a couple times. Smoking blunts with my Uber drivers, racking lines with my Uber drivers. Damn. I thought the Uber about this. You know what I mean? It's just, you get in the car with somebody, dog, like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you tell them,
not just go to a destination, but
let's fucking just go party, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just, listen, what are you doing tonight? Like, you're gonna drive a couple drunk people? I was like, just drive one drunk dude. And it's gonna give you more money than the rest of everywhere. That's all you got. Just tuck me in, fool. That's it. You know? Just don't finger me. Just tuck me in.
Yeah, yeah. You're my driver for the night.
And some dudes are like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. They're just like, well.
How often, more than not, do they
it
decide
depends.
to jump in?
It depends.
Like, you kind of gauge it from the conversation,
I gauge
right?
it from the conversation. It's just like, all right, cool. If I know it's like a person, I'm like, all right, this motherfucker smells like bud. This was down to party. You know what I mean? It's just, you hype up the conversation like, yo, dog, let me put this song on the radio. And if a motherfucker's like, hell yeah, dog, let's get the party. So I'm like, all right, cool, we're partying. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, listen, it's fucking 2 a.m. My Uber's he's got a bottle in his trunk. Yo, I'll shoot you $40 for that bottle, dog. Let's party. Fuck it, let's roll. You know?
Shit, and that's how it goes? And he just goes with you wherever
I'm just like, yo, let's go to the after party. You know what I mean? Where do you want to go? Let's drive to L.A. Let's drive to downtown.
Are you usually just driving by yourself, like, or going by yourself?
I go solo. It depends. Like, I've had a couple buddies that come with me. You know what I mean? But it's just solo mission, dog. Like, you know what I mean, dog? Like, All I need is somebody to take me.
You get a little bit more adventure when you're solo, you know.
When
there's like not somebody else either, you know, you kind of just. I'm
like,
here. I'm here.
Of course. And it's one of those things where it's just like, well, fuck it, dog. Like, what else were we gonna do on a Tuesday?
Fucking work out and sleep. Maybe?
I know, right? I was just like, yo, we might end up at the titty bar, but what else? You're gonna give people rides? Like, for what, dog? Like, shit, I'll pay for 2 lappies, dog. That's
get you a mustache ride, dude.
I was like, hey, chill. You know what I mean? Like, let's just kick it. But like I said, fool, don't drink and drive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, so
that's the ultimate lesson here, folks.
And the funny thing is like, you know, I'm telling you, like, don't drink and drive, but I'm getting my Ubers fucked up. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing, you know? I gotta get an Uber for my Uber.
But it wasn't me who caused the accident.
Oh, no.
It was my Uber.
Listen, I'm in this motherfucker for insurance purposes. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, like, other than that, man, it's a great service. I love it. You know what I mean? Especially if... She's on a fucking party all night, dog. Shit, I've taken Ubers at fucking...
You take Lyft at all, or is it just Uber?
Nah, it's Uber, dog. Lyft is too dirty for me, dog.
Oh, they're dirtier.
Yeah, it's just too grimy, dog.
What's grimy about it?
It's probably like some dude that's picking his fucking nose in his car for the last 4 years, just accumulating on the side of his seat. You know what I mean? Like,
and you see that shit when you come in?
That's just the kind of person you get, you know what I mean? It's just like Uber's a little bit more, a little classier, per se. You know, it's a little more expensive. But it's just like Lyft is, like I said, it's just...
I don't want your germs, bro.
I just don't want to... I just, listen,
You want to not being a germaphobe, but I don't want to touch you.
You're getting driven around by somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, dog, look, either I'm going to pay an extra $30-$40 to come in a popping ass car, or I'm just going to try to get to my destination and then I'll see you later.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And then Uber gives you that option. Lyft, it's like, listen, dog, someone's going to pick you up. This shit might stink, dog. This shit might not. I've gotten in a couple lifts. Listen, I got kicked off of Uber.
For what?
It's not my fault.
Well, real quick.
I was dating someone and they threw up in the fucking car, you know? So they hurled it. So then automatically their night's over. You know, the Uber's like, fuck, dog, I lost all my fucking rides. So then, you know, they automatically they charge you $200 for a detailing service.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, you know, woke up the next day, $200 fucking missing from my account because this chick hurled in it, and I was like, motherfucker, man. So then, I did a complaint. Well, come on, dog. Shit, I gotta fucking sneak a toke around this whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, I can't let these fucking corporations win, dog. Fuck no. Are you kidding me? I'll fight this shit till the bitter fucking end. So I called, you know, Chase, and I was like, hey, you know, I don't know why they're charging me this. Like, I made it like a big deal out of it. Sure enough, they're like, don't worry about it. We'll put it in your account. We got your back, dude. So fuck it. Threw the money back in there.
They threw the money back in
there? Chase did.
Yeah.
So then after that, like, it was like a couple months after that, and then Uber said, oh, well, you know, they gave me my money back, but they're like, you can no longer use their services. So then I had to start using Lyft.
And that's where you found out about
the
dirty,
like,
baby.
This, dog. And that's when I was just like,
I thought that would be just fucking perfect for you, man.
Nah, dog. It's like, look, I'm a rat, dog, but not like, dog, I still wash my ass. You know what I mean?
A rat king.
I'm a rat king, fool. You know what I mean? Like, look, dog, I still tie my shoes. No, I don't tie my shoes, but it's just like I lace them well enough so fucking, you know,
you
nobody
got that Velcro?
No, listen, nah, kick it, dog. You know what I mean?
No, you got laces.
I keep them, you know what I mean? It's just 90s tie, you know what I mean? Just like you're barely wearing your fucking shoes, you know? You're being comfortable.
And you got them fucking Nike socks on, dude.
Listen,
you ain't cutting them motherfuckers up.
Listen, nobody's burning shit, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets with these motherfuckers over here trying to burn shit. Like, you've probably had those fucking shoes for 15 years, those socks for 15 years, like those shorts for 15 years, and you got them from Ross.
Yeah.
So whatever you're burning, dog, ain't hurting you.
Yeah.
You know?
Just keep wearing them. You already been buying. If you've been buying from Nike, you already been buying from fucking sweatshops anyway.
Exactly,
you know, like,
dog. All of a sudden, you have a moral. There's a moral dilemma.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, dog. Everybody tries to have tries to have like a high morale.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, dog. We all know what you would do if you were put in a position where you had to compromise your morals over comfortability, even if you want to admit it.
You know it's there.
You know it's there, dog.
Yeah.
You know you have these flaws, dog. It's just human nature to want to be comfortable, you know? So it's like...
that and want to be and fit in.
Of course.
You know? You don't want to rustle feathers and shit.
No. You don't want to ruffle people's feathers in a sense, but it's like there's rare people that go against the grain, and it's just what grains are you going against that you so strongly believe in those grains? Like I said, it varies from people to people, but I guarantee you, dog, you put people in a vulnerable position where they really need something, or whether it's they compromise their I don't know, like something that they just fucking just fiend for. I guarantee you, dog, 100% of people will fucking be like, yo, dog, fuck this shit. I gotta go over here, dog. Like, I love this shit too much, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was something I read the other day. It said, somebody said something along the lines like, if you have a girlfriend but somebody offers you pussy, you don't take it, right? And then the rebuttal was, that's like being a billionaire and finding $100 on the ground and not picking it up. And I was like, damn, dog. I was like, I don't know about that, but it makes sense. You know what I mean?
It does make sense because, I mean, if I was a billionaire and saw $100 on the floor, I'd be like, well, I don't need that.
But I don't need it, but I'm going to take it.
Give it to somebody else.
Hey, I ain't giving nobody that. I ain't giving nobody shit, dog. But yeah, man, like, it's, like I said, like Uber Chronicles, like there's a couple of them, man. There's shit, man. Like there's a couple gnarly ones, man. There's a couple times where I fucking had to just dip out on the fucking Uber, just be like, yo, drop me off here. It's been a couple times I fucking black out and just fucking get dropped off in the middle of fucking nowhere, dog.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
How often do you
take Uber?
Yeah, well, not only that, but take it to the dark side, as far as drinking or whatever.
It depends, dog. It just depends on when the
just gotta. It's the mood,
It's not.
It's not every day.
It's not like before. You know what I mean? It's not like before when you're just like, damn, boy, we're getting dark every day. I'm young. It's just like
we're the same age, right? Yeah. 31.
I'm 33.
33.
Oh, so it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah,
that made me feel old as fuck, dog. I thought you were 26, dog.
Shit. Thank you.
Like, damn,
I get that a lot.
I wish.
I wish.
I don't get 33, man. I get 27, 28. The lowest I got is like 24, 25.
You get rid of that.
Dog, like a baby rat.
Yeah.
Look like a fucking embryo. Little baby rat with placenta,
Damn, let me get that fetus over here, bro.
But yeah, dude, so like I said, dog, it varies. It just depends. Like, are we going out? Is it going to be a strong night, a lean night, or are we just going out for food? If we're just going out for food, dog, we're driving. If it's going to be a lean night, we're driving. If we don't know what's going to happen.
Even if it's just one beer.
Oh, I won't drive, dog. My girl will drive.
That's fucking good, dude.
If it comes down to it,
that's pretty fucking good.
Dog, I just used to be a maniac. Do you know what I mean? Like a maniac in a sense where it's just like
no fucks given on like
150%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're talking about like I want to say at least like 25 years of my life I didn't give a fuck. And the other 13 I was fucking 13.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That would make me 38. That would make me 38.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like, dog, I'm like 45 in dog years. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what made all that kind of, I don't want to say turn around, because it's not like you're fucking like, oh my God, I'm like reborn and shit.
Fuck no, I'm not
but
fucking crying
what
about shit.
kind of, made you slow that down a little bit to kind of get a little bit more focus on whatever it is you're doing now?
It just starts with, it doesn't even start with responsibility, man. It just starts wanting to fucking outlive everybody. You know what I mean? It just starts being like, all right, cool. You know what? Like, I've already done this, and I've already fucking done this shit. So it's just like, how do I make myself better? You know what I mean? Like, how do I approach everything and anything that I do with the same, like, vigor of just not giving a fuck?
Yes.
And you turn around and you give a fuck.
But in a positive way.
In a positive way where it's just like your intensity changes, So it's like now you're like, that's not, it's either I go hard and I die or I just don't, So it's like, I won't die today,
mm-hmm.
So it's just like that intensity of the things that you do in every way. It's like, I don't even want to say it's a passion because that's like an overplayed word, but it's just the intensity of how you do things where it's just like, when people come around you, they're like, this motherfucker is a motherfucker in every sense of the word. It's just like, whatever you want to do, you get it done.
Yes.
You know, so it's just like
I'm not I'm doing my shit. I'm not telling people, hey man, I'm doing this thing. It's like I'm just doing my shit.
Listen,
and all of a sudden, like, we see each other and we're gonna,
like, dog, this was doing his shit.
Yeah.
Listen, the biggest thing too is just like, let's talk about the internet. You know.
Wait, before I do that, let me go grab another beer for both of us.
Yeah.
And we'll do it. All right, take a pop.
Bye.
The internet.
The internet, man. The dark web of the dark ages, man. The end all be all, huh? Like,
yeah, right.
The infinite portal of shit.
Ultimate representation of yourself.
Oh my god, Doug, are you kidding me, man? I love it, man. I love the internet. It's when I think about it, when I think about computers, when I think about technology, it's interesting because I was fortunate enough to go to a school that, we had some of the first Macs, in like the 90s, like early 90s.
The ones with the clear translucent back, right? It was like
no, dog, before that. So I had that.
Oh, like the floppy disk?
Yeah,
type?
the floppy Mac with fucking the green, the green.
Yeah,
shits,
yeah.
I
Okay.
forgot. I know all this shit, dog.
It's probably like
it's like
the second
Mac,
one.
The
yeah.
The Mac, the iMac. Not dog. I know all this shit. I'm just too lazy to fucking remember. I just know that I was there. I was there.
Yeah.
So, like I knew how to work a keyboard at an early age.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, you start learning a certain kind of coding when you're young. You're a little kid. Like, you had computer time when you're like in second grade, dog. But the thing is like nobody knew how big this shit was gonna be. You know what I mean? It's just like the people that invented it understood the technology, but society didn't understand the impact of information, connection, and all those things that
just the access of information that they would have for that.
Like you're talking about just on a computer basis. You know what I mean? Like you could even go, dog. We could even go further. I'm Guatemalan, dog. I came here in 1987. Like I was born in '84. I came here when I was 3, and
oh shit, I didn't know that.
You didn't, no. Nobody didn't know that, huh? Nobody really knows that, dog. Everybody thinks I'm fucking Iranian, dog. So I came here in 1987. From Guatemala. Landed in L.A., Koreatown, Mid-City, downtown, Hollywood area. Like, this is when it was harsh. You know what I mean? Like, we're coming from a certain territory in a certain area that's it's in shambles. It's in war. And I'm coming from a family that is involved in that, and there's a direct involvement in unionism to the United States. So it's just like the fleeing was real. It's just like the infiltration.
Do you remember coming over here?
Yeah, of course, dog. I was in school by the time I was
3 years old. Yeah,
dog. Like a lot of kids here, it's just like, or your memory is blanked out between when you're born to when you're 5. It's like, dog, I can clearly tell you stories of Guatemala when I was fucking 2.
Yeah, I got you.
1.5. But it just comes on from the development of the mind of the child because of the exposure of things. So when you're young in other countries, nobody looks at you as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like a little adult. It's just like there's a certain level of freedom that you go across because there's a self-sufficiency that you have to have, So it's just like, when I was 2 years old, I used to play in the barrancos in Guatemala where it's just like in fucking ditches. So you get a piece of cardboard, dog, and you slide down the ditch.
Yeah, that was like snow to you.
Oh, dog, it's just this, but the snow rocks were the snow to me. And the funny thing is, just like I have a pair of pants that my mom saved from when I was a kid with holes on the knees from fucking sliding up and down these things, But it's a trip because in Guatemala there's a lot of mysticism, and just like in all these countries, it's just like in all these countries there's just like a lot of like jungle people, spirituality.
Okay,
just like
I see what you're saying.
There's a lot of like. I don't want to say there's a lot of dark, there's just like a lot of spiritual things that occur in these places. So I have like very vivid memories of these spiritual happenings.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one time where I was sliding down the barranco at my grandma's house, near my grandma's house. And I loved going there just because this was like free for all. You know what I mean? It's like, dog, a piece of cardboard.
Fucking playground.
I was like, that's it, dog? A piece of cardboard, dog? That's all I need?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going down, and somewhere down in the middle of this steep, hill, I eat shit, right? Like halfway down, I eat shit. And when I turn around, it's just like there's like this little cave at the bottom, and there's people living in this cave. You know what I mean? So there's like cave dwellers. So it's just like I'm looking down, and I'm looking into these weird caves. Like, keep in mind, I'm 2, And it's just like these.
But that just imprinted in your mind.
100%, dog. It's
people,
just
right? Like human beings, not aliens.
No. Like people living in these caves.
Yeah.
But it's just like I look, and it was like living in these caves with like dogs or like big animals.
Yeah.
And it always stuck to me.
Holy shit.
I was just always like, yo, this is like. When I think about it, I was like, it might have been my imagination per se, but for it to be that vivid.
Is that your first memory, you think?
That's like one of my second memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a couple of them where it was just like, running up and down the streets in Guatemala. I was really big into, whatchamacallit, how do you say it? How do you say chalecos? How do you say cut off fucking vests?
Okay.
I was really big into vests when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In Guatemala, I was super big into vests, dog. I don't know why, dog. I thought I was a badass. Wearing jean vests.
Fly over here.
I don't even know, dog. I was really into the Lone Ranger, and I was really into He-Man. It's kind of weird because during that time, that's that transition. You know what I mean? So it's like there's an exposure to America, but at the same time, it's just like. I think He-Man.
It was almost like foreshadowing, like, hey, you're about to come over here.
It's just weird because it's just like, you're talking about Lone Ranger, black and white, black and white American television.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about He-Man, Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And then, there's Guatemalan, figures, caricatures, stories, history. And, so it's just like a jumbo pot of things that you, come across, like it's that you're exposed to that you don't even know. So it's those are my first memories, like going to my grandma's house, always being at my grandma's house, telling my mom I was running away from home, and like going to school, getting in trouble for telling jokes, and like dropping my milk on my homework. Like, dog, I was 2 and a half, and these aren't stories that people. And these are
you were 2.5 and having homework already.
Dog,
at that age?
2.5 having homework, going to school, dog. Like going to school with a legit teacher with desks and everything. But that's just the way the system works in these countries.
I did not know they started that fucking young.
They start young, man.
That's fucking insane.
The crazy thing too is it's just like there's 2 time frames of school. That's why the way that the school system in these other countries kind of works, because you have a life. You know what I mean? It's just like you were able to build relationships with your family. You're able to build relationships with your community. You're able to build relationships with yourself when you go to school from 8 to 12 or from 2 to 5 or from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not going to school from 8 to 4 in the afternoon. There's time blocks. So your family chooses, well, I can pick my kids up from school here, and we spend the rest of the day together, or I can drop them off early, and then I'll.
And it was customized for every kid?
I mean, that's just how it works. That's just how it works. And even till this day, like when I've gone out there to, my nieces and my nephews, that's just the way the school works out there.
Do they come here and they're like, what the fuck is up with this?
Listen.
Like everybody's on like one thing. Unless you're on like tracks or some shit.
Yeah, of course. But even then, it's just like the way the school system is set up here is that it's that you have a job. So it's just like as soon as you graduate or as soon as you go into some kind of field, you have a job.
Where's the education for actual real life skills though? Of like
you're supposed to learn that from your parents, but the problem is like you're so far away from them in this time frame of school in the United States system. Like if you look at school anywhere else in the world, the way that it's organized is the way that I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's in blocks. So it's just like either you go
blocks that you could choose like like
8 to 4.
Yeah, what works better
from 1
for
to
you.
5.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's split up into 2 quarters. You know?
So you at least got some.
Of course. So it's either you spend time with your family in the morning or you spend time with your family in the afternoon.
Yeah. But here is just everybody.
Oh, listen, from 7:30 in the morning till I worked for the school system.
And then your parents work, and then they end up, they're tired when they get home.
So who do you see? Who do you learn from?
Yeah.
Television. And what else do you learn from?
Video games.
Well, the school. You learn. So everything that you learn is what you're exposed to by teachers in school. And dog, like a teacher's a teacher, but they're not your family. You know, they're not your parent. They're not your blood. So it's like depending on the individual, how much they want to invest into you is how much you really, really learn of the real world. Yeah. You know, so it's like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy the way that the world works that we're not used to. And the funny thing is that it's not taught by people that came before us. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not, your parents don't break it down to you because they're coming from a place that they had a life, a different lifestyle. And when they come here, it completely shifts and changes. And there's a certain jade that happens within that transition.
That shift. Yeah.
That shift that is just like, I have to work to become somebody, especially if you're from Latin America, dog. You know what I mean? Especially if you're from Latin America. It's just like the only thing you know is hard work. You know, the only thing you know is anything that I do is for the, you know, to make the situation better for myself and my children, and to have a future, you know. But at the same time, it's just like you're bringing in traditions from, you know, from your parents, your parents, your grandparents, where it's just like,
so it's just like
deeply, it's a different, like, dog, you can't change the system in this country. You know, like, you just can't. Even if you come from another country and you try to implement these things, this system eats you up, you know? It does. So, it's crazy, dog. But, like, you know, back to my point is that, you know, coming here, landing in the 80s, you know, growing up in LA in the 90s, it's funny because going to school in Bel Air, you know, in the 90s, but living in Koreatown, taking a bus from Koreatown to Bel Air, going through Mid-City, you know, South Central, picking up all these fucking hood-ass kids to go to, like, this really nice school off Mulholland Drive, you know, and it was like an integration. It was a social experiment, you know what I mean? 100% it was a social experiment.
Do you feel like it worked in any kind of way?
It did, in the sense where it was just like, you're exposing kids with no money to kids with money. You're exposing kids with money to kids with no money. You know, you're exposing kids whose parents have affordability of time, and you're exposing kids whose, you know, parents can't afford time because they have to eat. Or it's just different family situations. You know what I mean? Like different home situations. You know, it's like for me and for my sisters and I, it was like we spent a lot of time with my parents. Like, you know, we came together from the same struggle. You know, it's just like my parents never let us forget that. Like, you know, all of us sat on it was 5 of us sat on 2 seats fleeing civil war in Guatemala, you know? And it was like, that brings you close. You know, it really, really does bring you close. Even if you don't understand it, and then coming to a foreign country and, you know, being amazed as small as, you know, being amazed about
even as small as it was, you were able to see the differences
100%,
between
100%
between then and now.
Oh, like, yeah, 100%. Even till this day, dog. Like, I still see it.
And you were only there for what?
3 years.
3 years.
That's it.
And it was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Like, once I got here, it was like, you're talking about, it's funny because it's just like every stereotypical movie that was on at the time, that was the immigrant mentality, the immigrant story. You know, in Central America, or
and whether it was accurate or not, I think it's still good that at least the movie was made. You know,
oh no, 100%.
So people at least got a taste of it.
Oh yeah, like even if you look at movies like Coming to America, which is like a comedy, Born in East LA.
I grew up watching that. I literally grew up watching these
LA,
fucking
dog. It's just like, and that's like these parodies of things, dog. And it's like, even if you want to go into movies like Mi Familia, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
it's just like
Blood in, Blood out.
Yeah, but see, that's more towards like that's geared more towards like people that had been here already established.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like you're talking
Mi
about
Familia was like
dealt
with
the immigrant story.
Yeah.
Like it dealt with both aspects.
Yeah, you're
of
right.
things, you know. But I don't think there was ever a movie up until like the late 2000s that really encompassed. I don't even think there's a movie that's been made that really encompasses the hardworking Central American that understood that there was a prominence in their country between 1950 and when they were born to 1970 something, late 70s, where these countries were prominent. You know what I mean? It was just like you're talking about the quetzal was more powerful than the dollar. A dollar was worth a nickel. You know what I mean? So a dollar was worth a nickel.
But we were just brainwashed into like thinking that certain things were like higher than others.
No,
like,
it's just
I'm just saying that because I feel like there was a veil that kind of gets put over the American eyes, so to speak. As we all grow up, we're kind of like seeing that, whether that the price of the quetzal fucking went up or down. We would never know.
Right.
What is the actual correct. I don't know.
No, like the GOP. I mean, not the GOP, the GDP value.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the thing is like the people that knew. You know what I mean? So nobody wanted to come here, dog. For what? They wanted to come here in an aspect to learn certain things, but it's just like home is home. That was like the conversation I was having with my Uber driver. It's just like home is home. It's just like, you really think you want to flee your friends, your family? You know what I mean? It's just like...
No, I come here for somewhat of a better opportunity to give back to that.
But the thing is just like, you come here because this is where the opportunities are, because the people that have desecrated the opportunities in your country have made opportunities here. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you tell anybody, if you had to come here by choice, not because of influence, would you leave your home country? They're going to say no. They're going to say no.
Why? Yeah.
Even when you go, listen, even at the times that I've gone back to Guatemala for vacation or whatever it is, it's incredible to see that it's just like people living in poverty, but in paradise. You know what I mean? It's just like, even on the low level of what you eat for lunch, right? Let's say you spend $10 to $20 on lunch or on food per day. It's like, dog, you live like a king anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And here it's just lunch. Anywhere else, it's like you're living good.
Yeah.
So it's just like a different kind of mentality. Just like I said, it's just
different perspectives,
different perspectives of survival.
Yeah.
So it's just like people did things. What people did what they had to do to survive within those time frames and periods of time of change, political change, social change, economic change. That's why there's like a big influx of immigration. It's not because people are like, yo, fuck this, dog. Shit, that's where the money's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is where the money and the opportunity.
That's where some money's at.
Yeah. But if these people were strong enough to make it in their own countries, dog, nobody would ever leave. For what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, dog, like you have everything that you need, everything that you've known at your hands. So this guy, my Uber driver, he was just telling me, like, he's like, I don't know what a vacation is. I don't know what a holiday is.
Right.
He's been here for 2 years. Right? He's been here for 2 years. Think about it. He's been here for 2 years. He came here with a little bit of money, and he's jaded already. Now think about people that have, we've been here for 30 years, and my parents just started taking vacations. And they're not jaded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like...
Yeah, dude, my parents have been, going out and doing shit like as if they were my age, if not younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking go, dude. Fucking go see the state, see the fucking nation, see the planet, I'm so happy for them. But I definitely see what you're saying.
And see the states. You know what I mean? It's like, if you live in this country, you have to see the states.
Yeah, there's so much.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you couldn't even see it in one trip. Like, it would take you forever. Yeah.
No, listen, like, you guys had toured for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I toured for a little bit.
Same thing with me. Like, I did one small tour for like about a month and a half.
Where at?
From here all the way to the tip of Florida, from the tip of Florida to the East Coast, all the way to the tip of East Coast.
Like the flaccid tip?
Yeah, the hard tip.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
The extra tip.
Yeah.
And then all the way up, to the tippity tip top, and then a little bit up to the northern east, and then down to the Midwest, and then all the way back home.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen the West Side, surprisingly. But I've done East Coast trips about 3-4 times. I've done, Southern trips about 3-4 times. West Coast, man, I haven't done it, man.
Yeah,
I've gone to like Big Sur, you know what I mean? Like, but just nothing further past like Oregon, Portland.
Yeah,
Seattle.
I played there. It's very beautiful if you're into the woods.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it. That's what you're gonna see when you go up there. It's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, man.
But that is like anywhere.
This
like
is like the country. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like this, it's amazing here. It's
you literally have everything in probably just this state alone.
Oh my god!
You could see like anything from the desert to the motherfucking forest in one shot.
Think about it like this: you drive an hour away, you're in the desert, which is Palmdale.
Yeah.
Right. You drive another hour away, you're in the forest, which is wherever the fuck Angeles.
Whitewood.
Angeles.
Whitewood,
even the closest. Yeah. You want to go to the beach? You're 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's why I get that. I know why people want to move here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like
stop
fucking moving here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like,
dude.
Look, man.
I can't enjoy this shit. I gotta move away.
Listen, it's the funny thing is that we're like, stop fucking moving here. Stop moving here because this shit. You make this shit whack.
Like move here, but like move in the U.S.
Yeah.
But like spread it out.
Yeah. Like
spread it out a little bit.
Listen, like move to California, but don't come over here with your fuck it money. You know what I mean? It's just like, listen, just come over here and just enjoy it.
Yeah,
just
casually,
just exist in it. You know what I mean?
Like you come here with your fuck you money, then you raise it up for all of us, and then nobody's having a good time.
Nobody's having a good time. Yeah. Man. But yeah, man, like we got a little too deep right now, dog. You know what I mean? Like we got a little too deep, which is good. But let's take it back to the basics, dog.
I want to go back to the internet. How does all this translate into
the internet?
The person that
the
person and the personality that you found on the internet as far as Gasachi.
Listen, the funny thing is like this goes far back, dog. It's just like
even further than that.
Even further than that. So it's just like you're talking about access to computers. You know what I mean? So it's just like I've had a computer since I was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
And I've like it got to a point, dog, where it was just like computer wizardry, computer master. But like I said, it's just like who would have thought that opening up all these portals and these gates, dog, and it's just like technology would even get to this point. It's like people are still waiting for Jesus in 2000, dog. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh shit, this motherfucker's coming, dog. He's gonna take us. You know what I mean?
Take us
what? I was like, dog, I was waiting for that fool.
Revelation.
Listen, I was waiting for this fool in 92. I was waiting for this fool in 2000, and I was waiting for him in 2012.
Where you buy your bottles of water and shit like that. You're like,
oh my god, remember Y2K, dog? That shit had everybody super shook.
It did, but honestly, I was just celebrating as if it was just another fucking year,
dog,
man.
I was like 15, dropping acid. For what the fuck did I care? You know what I mean? My mind was already fucking gone. For in my head, Jesus already came twice, you know? So it's just like people were afraid of the transition. Dog, you're afraid of clocks changing time? Like, do you understand that? But like I said, it's just like the generational gaps that occurred of that fear. You know what I mean? It's like, dog, like these people are not exposed to things. They're not exposed to their own mind. You know, it's just like the people that really knew, they were like, dog, we can't lead these people. Like, fuck no. The majority of the planet is afraid. You know what I mean? It's just like, look, we're afraid of books. We're afraid of the stories that books tell. We're afraid of the stories that people tell us. You know, the thing is like that we're afraid of tomorrow today. It's just crazy. You know? It's like you're afraid of things that you don't know. To the point that you have a fear of those things, and because you have a fear of those things,
you lash out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, like it's crazy. It completely changes you as a human being, and when you're afraid, you know, it's just like either you shut down, you lash out,
or you put up walls and go into defense mode.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so
and so with that, like when you I mean, I see you comment to my stuff all the time.
Yeah,
you know, you're talking shit all the time.
Dog, like, you know what I mean? Like,
but where did I honestly want to know where does that come from though? Like, is it because of all what we're just talking about right now? Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, you're taking it too seriously.
You know what? It's
kinda,
just like
kind of bullshit.
Like,
you know?
like I said, it's just like you know, you're exposed to the internet, you're exposed to people, you're exposed to fucking like personas. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you come across people that you know in real life, and they put on a persona, then you know it's not fucking true, dog. You know, one of my favorite fucking quotes that I don't even know who the fuck came up with this, dog, but it's like you're a private profiler in a public domain. You know, so it's just like the mysticism of what, dog. Everybody fucking knows you. Somebody fucking knows you. Somebody knows the real you.
Yeah, the real you.
Somebody knows.
And I know, and you know that.
Yeah.
know?
So the thing is, like, somebody knows the real you. They know you used to pick your ass. You know what I mean? They know you ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and that's what people are afraid of, dog. You're afraid of somebody knowing that you're not fucking cool. You know what I mean? It's just like.
And what is cool in the fucking first place? Like,
exactly. What's cool, dog? It's just.
Yeah.
It's, you know, there's some people that like one of the things that I, you know, that I live by, it's just, you know, sticking close to people that you know, not because of you know, being comfortable, but it's just like stick close to people that you built with, you know, that you grew up with.
You could have met them a couple years ago, but they're
like
close.
Think about it, like you got to respect everybody's come up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like your friends take you from one point, and once you get to that point, your friends, you know, you take yourself to the next point and you build off of that.
Yeah.
But when you stop forgetting those things and you start thinking like, no, well, I made myself, and it's just like, nah, you forget that there's people that know you, and if people that have known you before that, you know. That's why, dog. Like for me, the internet's just one big fucking playground. Like, I don't post up anything that I fucking do in my personal life, dog.
Yeah. Once in a while, I'll touch upon that. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure you see my stuff, but like, yeah, whatever. Like, what does it even matter? It really doesn't.
It doesn't, dog. It's just like...
and people take it so seriously. Like, it's the...
Listen, I've lost real friends over things like a comment, a meme, an idea, a thought. And I get it, dog. We're all sensitive to certain things. We all have different thresholds, you know what I mean? We all have limits.
Do you feel like a sense of... let me see. Like your heart rate like increases when like somebody comments or messages you like, man, fuck you, man.
Nah, you
like,
know what?
Dude, that's fucked up that you put that up. I don't know why you put that bullshit up though. Like, that's fucking stupid, dude. Man. You're a fucking idiot.
Nah, listen, like it's.
Or does it like excite you, or is it more like of like a letdown?
No, it's just like I know where the extreme comes from. You know what I mean? I know, like where,
I get why you're mad.
Yeah, no, listen, I know where it's just like it's like like a pushing of a button. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, when you start making a person uncomfortable. You know, like, you know when people start feeling personally attacked. But it's just like, dog, you're not attacking anybody personally. You know what I mean? It's just like this is. It's
just because. I think a lot of people choose to put their whole personality and their whole everything on the line. Every comment, every post.
Nobody knows what the fuck I do, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows what the fuck I do. 100%. People just think I'm a fucking troll, which is cool. You know, 100. Listen, I love it. It's like, you really think that I'm fucking just sitting there lurking, and it's just like, no, dog. It takes me 5 seconds to talk shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes me 5 seconds to talk shit. That's all it is. It's just like, boom, an idea of whatever you're... But like I said,
but these people are walking around like swimming with the fucking... with your comment and shit.
God,
like,
in the back of
this motherfucker, how can I get him back?
But you can't. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say about me that I don't already fucking know?
Yeah.
You know what
that's
I mean?
really going to offend me because... No. Any of this is just
this is, dog.
Fake anyway.
It's, dog, listen, you strip this down. You strip everything down. You strip the internet down to what it was, right?
Yeah.
To what it really was, and you just have people, regular people, existing people. You know, it's funny because you see the difference between people from different generations and generation now.
As far as what they can handle.
Not what they can handle, but what the internet means to them. You know what I mean? It's like your discovery of the internet, because it's been a part of your life up to this point, is like, okay, I get it. But then you look at, like, let's say your parents get on the internet and they're like, oh shit, I can talk to my friends. I miss them.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, shit. I found this person that I grew up with from the ranch over here. Yeah. And they get excited. And it's just like, and they start putting, it's weird because it's such a positive thing.
Because it is a positive thing.
Yeah, because it is a positive thing.
That is a great thing about 100%. The internet. Yeah.
And then for us, it's just like, yo, fuck this fool. You know what I mean? And for me, it's not even like, yo, fuck this fool, because it's not on like some hater shit.
Yeah, you're not saying fuck
like,
this
fool.
Yo,
fuck everybody, dog. You know what I mean? It's just like, look, get your sacrilegious bullshit out of here. You know what I mean? Like, if people know you on the street or people know what the fuck you're about, they're going to know what the fuck you're about on the internet. So it's just like, don't change your persona from one end to the other end. Yeah. Just be yourself. That's it. That's
you're
all.
Like, you're like a depressed guy when I see you in person, but then all of a sudden on the internet, you're like posting the most positive fucking quotes.
We're all bummed out. Yeah. You know, like, listen, dog, life is a bum out. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I wake up and you're like, fuck shit. I'm alive again. God damn it.
Are you kidding me? I was just like, dog, if it was up to me, my boy, I'm waiting for that fucking tsunami to hit all the way over here. That's just what it is, though. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, it's just, life is just one fucking long history. You know, it's like one big piece of history, dog. It's just like there's people that come before you that are going to come after you that might be better, that might not be better. There's people that are inspiring to you that, you know, you might look over because you're trying to be the next, you know, you're always trying to look for the next best thing. But overall, man, it's the internet's for fun, dog. You know, it's like, it's like, first of all, like I said, like, I run this fucking meme page that ain't shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's a fucking meme page. Yeah. Bro. How much of my life are you so interested in what I do? I do interesting things. I'm a very interested, well-rounded individual. Yeah. You know, it's not like, oh, you know, sometimes people say you're afraid to put things up because you're afraid of people to critique them. It's like, you're not going to critique anything about me that I already fucking know. I guarantee you 100%. Yeah. And it doesn't even come off as a cockiness. It's just a level of confidence that it's just like, listen, dog.
Like, after I put it up, I don't give a fuck.
No, listen, you know, put me in the ringer for whatever you want to do, dog. You want to put me in the ringer for clothes? Put me in the ringer for clothes. You want to put me in the ringer for art? Put me in the ringer for art. You want to put me through the ringer for music? Put me through the ringer for music, dog. Put me through the ringer for whatever you think you're going to break me down with. And it's just like, dog.
And then I'm going to outlast you.
I just can't. Yeah. You just can't, dog. You know, we're all self-conscious to a certain extent, but it's like a difference of having a self-conscious and being self-conscious. You know what I mean? It's just like, dog, I already know this shit ends and we're all pieces of shit. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sell you the miracle of fucking life. I'm not trying to sell you the dream. It's just be a person. You know what I mean? Like, be good to the people that are good to you.
And don't try to cater to an audience that you think is there or not there. Like, just
listen, all these
put your post up, put your shit up,
check it out, dog.
And move on.
All these fucking people that think they're cool or have a bunch of fucking followers or whatever the fuck it is, it's like, listen, dog, like, there's some dork in the Midwest that thinks you're fucking cool, dog. And there's 100,000 of them. You ain't shit. You know what I mean? It's like, dog, you ain't shit. Like, if you're talented enough, you're gonna be talented outside of the internet. Yeah. If you're interesting enough, you're gonna be interesting outside of the internet. If you're smart enough, you're gonna be smart outside of the internet. So it's just like, I just come along and disrupt that shit. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, listen, you know, you're getting attacked from every single angle, but you're not getting attacked personally. It's just a thought, dog, an idea. You see how dark the memes go, dog? I make some of them. I don't, dog. You know what I mean? Well, listen, I just love getting deep in the fucking web and being like, oh, shit.
Are these memes created by you? Or
no, not all of them, dog. Like, there's some of them are, dog, but a lot of them, I just, like I said, dog, there's so many people that are having thoughts, right? And putting thoughts to pictures, dog, and they're going and it's like, dog, like, I thought about that before. That's fucked up. But
I could relate.
Yes. Yeah. Who could relate? That's just what it is. It's just like, you know, who can you relate to and what you can relate to, and how do you connect with people on that level? You know what I mean? Like I said, dog, I'm a well-rounded individual in every sense of the word that's well-rounded, you know? It's like we can get into a conversation about tattooing all day. Yeah. We can get into a conversation about animation all day. You can get into a conversation about fine art all day.
Whatever interest
whatever
you're into.
Oh yeah,
we could do it.
Listen, we just go deep like that because that's just what we've been doing. We can get into a conversation about Nike. We can get into a conversation about race. We can get into a conversation about racism. We can get into a conversation about religion. You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't have to agree with everything. You just have to kind of have a certain knowledge of each individual thing to a percent that you can have a conversation with people about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't got to talk. You just have to listen. And that's just what it is, man. It's like, dog, listen.
What you said right there, like, you just got to listen. It's like, you individually have to decide.
Listen.
Whether you're going to want to listen or just, like, wait for your turn to speak.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it ultimately comes down to.
Listen, man, I've been in circles where it's just like I've, put my hands in my pockets and just let people speak because I have no knowledge of these things, Yeah. And it's just like I've been in circles where I've been the person that's talking, I've been in conversations where I'm the person that's listening the entire time, or I chime in whenever I have the opportunity to. But for me to think that I'm smarter than everybody I'm not like that. It's like I'm a student of learning from the people around me that are better than me, and I'm a student of learning from the people that came before me that were better than me, and I'm a student of understanding things that came before me that were done differently, that were better than me, and I'm also a student of understanding that things change for the better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you feel like things have changed for the better for
humanity, or just for shit? For what, man? What, you trying to get humanity? No, shit. You're trying to be like, yo, my boy Stevie Wonder.
No, I can't do that.
You believe the children of the future now? Shit,
hey, we might be. We are right now.
Yeah.
But no, like
I said it better. Actually, no, that's Pearl Jam, isn't it? Yeah. I believe the children. Who the fuck is that, dog?
Treat them well, let them. That's Whitney Houston, I believe.
No,
yeah.
Dog.
Sexual Chocolate fucking covered that shit and Coming to America.
Nah, chill, dog. We got the internet, my boy. I think that is fucking Pearl Jam,
you
dog.
might have to look it up.
Oh no, dog. That shit sounds like somebody that fucking wears cutoff shorts says.
Is that not you? Oh no,
Fuck,
you got straight fucking sewn.
Hey, my boy, these are fucking Russells, my boy. These are fucking pervert shorts.
I see the motherfucking tattoos on your upper thigh, bro.
Listen, boy.
Is that all you or what? Is that your work?
Nah, hell no, dog. This is all fucking Flash from the 40s. It is a fucking. Is it the Pearl Jam, dog? Dog.
I believe the children of the future. Treat them well.
Dog, it is.
Let them lead the way.
It is Pearl Jam, dog.
No way.
Damn, I'm fucking old as fuck. I don't even listen to Pearl Jam. I just knew that.
I don't listen to them.
I don't listen to Pearl Jam, dog.
No, I don't.
I respect them.
I mean, if I did, I'd say it. I mean, I listen to Blink-182, but I don't listen to Pearl Jam.
Nah, it's just, listen, I get it, though. I get why people like it. I get that time period.
I'll listen to it. Put the album on. I'll fucking enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't grow up with it.
Yeah. I can't fake it so I can fucking be like, damn, Pearl Jam was my shit, dog.
Well, what's the kind of shit that's in
my library now?
In the library right now, like
now, dog. Like, look, fool. Like, we've known each other. I want to say we've known of each other. And we've known each other.
Yeah.
I want to say since like 08, 09.
I say that around that time. I've known you during the music scene.
Yeah.
And we all kind of seen each other, but you don't play anymore.
No,
right?
no. It's done, dog. I sold everything off. It was weird. It's like a weird thing. It's just like I did it. And like I said, even when I played music, dog, I was never the most skilled. Never the most skilled.
Honestly, that doesn't matter.
It was always just like the most interesting, though. You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, it was always just like, okay, cool. Like everything's a sonic thing, It's like, yet again.
What made you just kind of like, I got to get rid of this shit?
You know what? It was just a transition of like, what do I want to do? It's like
Was it just like one day you woke up and you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of this?
You know what it is, dog? And the crazy thing is this. It's like, I come from a generation. It's like a different set of dilemmas. You know what I mean? It's like I grew up with, people that were just like tough. You know what I mean? Like I grew up around a lot of fucking men. You're talking about fucking like slinging hammers all fucking day.
Right.
Grew up around gangbangers, dog. Like just growing up around people that were like, yo, what the fuck is this, dog? You know, so for me to try to like, oh dog, that's art, dog, that's music. It was like, yo, what the fuck, dog? This shit.
Fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, dog. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was weird because, and I always use this expression. You know, I was too cholo for the art kids, and I was too art for the cholos. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just like, you growing up, dog. It's just like I was into graffiti. I was really big in the graffiti. You know what I mean? I was just huge, dog.
Yeah.
You're talking about it was like. Pff,
what was your name?
Chill, dog. Chill,
all right.
No, dog. You know, it was just.
I got you.
You know, I grew up in the 90s doing 90s graffiti. And then I grew up in late 90s doing late 90s. It was just like such a weird thing where it was just like, you just did not give a fuck. You know, it's just like, dog, I've gotten in fights with gang shit. Gotten shot at so many fucking times. You know, gotten fucking robbed people. Like, there's so many different aspects, dog, where it's just like, and it all comes to this. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many different lives that you've lived, and it all just comes down to this. You know? So
like,
it's just,
like you're talking about this moment
this moment right now, 100%. It's just like you're talking about there's...
I mean, it's been years since you and I have even...
Oh, yeah. So you're talking about even before that. Yeah. And even after that, too.
Yeah.
So it's just like those years that we didn't see each other, it was like music, art, violence, drugs, work, confusion.
Confusion as far as like where you're trying to go.
Oh, just like confusion of just like what's the next move, dog?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like...
I feel that right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's like, look, it's either you fucking a starving artist, dog, or you work hard as fuck, dog, and you become a corporate fag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's just 100% what it is. It's just like, okay, do you pursue this whole art persona and you're just like, hey, I just wake up at 12 o'clock and fucking light a spliffy and just get inspired and just fucking play tunes, right? Or just fucking put your shit together and just, you know, work hard.
Yeah, get something done that's gonna leave a legacy for
something,
your fucking whatever.
Something, dog.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's the dilemma that I had to go through. You know what I mean? It's just like maybe I compromised certain aspects of my life, but at the same time, it's just like I fulfilled other things that people that I respected looked at in a respective manner. You know, so I was, you know, either I get respect from people that I respect because of what they built from nothing, or I'm a cool art guy. You know what I mean? So I was just like, well, there's only so much cool art guy you could be. You know?
After a while, it just...
After a while, it's just like, I don't want to be cool anymore, dog. I want to be fucking the guy, the responsible fool that people turn to, you know?
What was it about the being cool or trying to be whatever
freedom,
different?
Fool. It's just freedom of not giving a fuck.
A freedom of even from that, right?
Yeah. It's just like a freedom of not caring, dog. It's just like...
In all aspects of life. It's like if people don't respect me for who I am, just as me and as an individual, whether it's on the internet or right here in fucking person, then why the fuck are we even...
Oh, why are we even doing anything?
Yeah, why are we even doing anything?
Like
you're just going to hate on me for being me? And fuck you.
And even then, it's not even like a level of respect. It's just like, how much do you respect yourself? You know what I mean? It's just like, what skills do you attribute to? You know? Like I said, man, luckily I've been around enough lives to be well-rounded. Give advice to different people, take advice from different people from different backgrounds. And I appreciate that, though. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's why it's so hard for me to define myself and try to put something out there and be like, oh, hey, this is light. You know what I mean? That's why, dog, you don't need to know anything about my personal life.
Yeah.
You know? It's like you don't. When you meet me, you can tell right off the fucking bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see that, and I see the way that you approach yourself on the internet, and yeah, like I in a way I kind of take that into the same way. Not that I take like, oh my god, what Gerson does, I gotta fucking do that. But I'm saying that like I kind of do the same thing in a way where it's like I do a bunch of other shit besides what I put up.
It's not, dog.
But it's somebody's business.
It's not like for what?
Yeah,
dog? You know
like
what? I mean?
what?
Listen, dog, so I'm going to put a sandwich online. If you want to, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Boy, I eat good too. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't fucking.
Yeah, I'm at the gym working out. I don't got to post up.
100%. I don't.
Fucking, like, lifting 210s a day. You know,
listen,
like,
you throw it out there every now and then just to let people know you ain't a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing too. It's just like, look, dog, like, I'm telling you, dog, like, every avenue and aspect, dog, of the intensity of it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I fall into that category. I have different groups of people. a quote that I heard. I don't even know. This is like an old quote. It was just like, I'm a different person at different times with different people.
Yeah. How are you with me right now?
Gay.
This is the only way I want you, bro.
Yay. Nah, dog.
We're talking about the happy gay, bro.
I'm like, it's gay. No, open, gay. Dog. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, this is a conversation, dog. Like, this is something necessary that I felt like, you know what? Like,
Yeah, you had hit me up about this, man.
I did. I was like, Andrew's doing something cool. It's just sitting across from people talking about not even issues. Just, you know what I mean? Just opening
how
up.
you been, bro? Like,
exactly.
What are you up to?
What do you like? And even then, it's like it's not even like it's an interview. It's just like how do we relate? How do we connect?
And we've connected in the past through music. And honestly, I feel like maybe we've been connected through some other way. Whether I could explain it or not, it's just like, yeah, we're connected, but why? You know? And it's in a way, it's kind of why I have this podcast because. Yeah, I'm interviewing my friends. I want to interview other people that are my friends, but I'm also just trying to get to know these people, you know? 100%. I only see you guys online and from the facade that you guys put on, but I don't...
How do you open up?
How do you open up? How are you at a half hour, an hour, maybe even 2 hours of conversation, you know? Like, how are you really as a person, you know? Like,
how do you... Like, the thing is just, like, how do you open up your brain?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you just... let it go and just like let the conversation go. Like, what are the topics, your insecurities? Like, it's just like your ideas, your dilemmas, your todays, your tomorrows. You know what I mean? It's just like, how do you open up those things about yourself and just unleash? That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just like an opening up of like, hey, listen, this is what I know. Something's going to click and something's going to connect with people. You know? That's why I said, like, trust me, dog. As funny as it is, I was just like, yo, dog, I got to get on this motherfucker's podcast, you know, for the fuck of it. And also because it's like, yo, I believe in it. You know, I'm just like, you know.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is something that it's just like, you know, first of all, it's just like I've always looked at you like a faggot. But just kidding. Like a trained musician. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, it's weird because if we want to talk, you know, about the San Fernando Valley music scene when it existed, it does exist, still exists now.
Yeah,
but whatever's out there, dog. It's not even like dog, like, you know, when we were doing it. No, I just don't know. You know, and the glimpses that I've seen, it's just non-existent anymore. You know, but from when I saw it, you know, it was just like I was from the group of dudes that didn't know how to play, but knew how to draw people, and these guys were from the group of guys that knew how to play,
but didn't know how to draw people.
Didn't know how to draw people, you know? So it was weird because, you know, in my head I was like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, these fools could come in here and mathematically tear this shit the fuck up, you know? And then I came by myself or with my friends, and all I was doing sonic stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
creating soundscapes and shit like that.
Soundscapes. Like creating like, and the thing was, it was like, it's not like, it was random to a certain extent, but at the same time, it was very technical. You know, it was like studying not music, but studying pitches, studying sounds, studying transitions, studying, studying electronics, studying pedals. You know what I mean? And that's a completely different thing.
But it is an art within itself, doing some shit like that, dude. Like, it really is. Like
I said, dog, I loved it. I loved it, and I still love it. But it's just like it was time for me to focus on something else. And I just, like I said, dog, I was just around to, like, my exposure, the things that I cared about, what I wanted to do. You know, there's a time to make time. I mean, there's a time to make art. There's a quote, I think it's Steven Spielberg said it. It's like, there's a time for art and there's a time for work. And right now is the time for work. You know?
And, I mean, obviously, you've heard some of my podcasts, so you felt like it was a good time to...
Just to
come
talk,
on and just talk.
Yeah, just
catch
talk,
up.
Man. Catch up. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, you know?
What are you doing? What's next? Like, what is this? You know
hey,
what I mean?
come on over, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, 100%. It was just like, what direction do you want to take this in? It's just like,
even when you're asking me, I'm like, it's kind of open, man. Like, I really don't have a plan.
Yeah.
With this podcast, is kind of, I personally just want to know about people. And then being that some of the first episodes I've just started, obviously, they're with my friends. I just kind of like go into random jams. And now I'm like kind of like evolving into, like I was telling you earlier, like every episode I release, I try to make like a new jam just for that particular person.
Yeah.
And like I'll name the jam after them in some way.
Damn, chill, Kenny G. Damn, my boy said he's over here getting all romantic. I want to name it a baby, you know?
Gotta have that fucking Versace on my face, you know?
Like, listen, this little piece right here is called
Vatican Edition.
It's called Versace. Vatican Edition, dog. That was a horrible one, huh?
Dude.
There's a couple of them, dog, that I've been like,
I showed my coworker, dude.
They're like, yo.
No, he was fucking busting the fuck
up. No way.
Yeah,
dog.
it was.
There's a couple of them where I'm just like,
you didn't make that up yourself.
No. Listen, somebody's like, the funny thing is, like,
even some of the shit that you you kind of cringe a little bit, or what?
Listen, people send things to me, and they're just like, post it, please. They do that too. Because they fiend for it. They're like, I want to search some fucking buttons, dog, but I'm just not the guy to fucking do it.
Because they're too pussy to fucking release it on
like,
their own
dog,
shit?
It's just like people just like, people think that defines you, which is cool. But it's like a certain fear of just like, I just don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, what's the worst that can well, actually, you know what? I can't say that because there's a lot of bad shit that can happen, you know?
But still, though, you can't define people off of some shit that's happened 20 years ago.
No. You can because the character doesn't change. But at the same time, it's
No, but I think to a certain extent, it's like if somebody came and like 20 years from now started releasing shit from this podcast, they're like, hey, man, you said this back in...
Dog.
It's like, fuck you, dude. Come on, man.
People do that, though.
Like,
people
they do that, but... What the fuck does it even matter, you know?
Listen, people do that because somebody always wants to corner you to make you feel guilty about who you were or who you are or what you projected, you know? And I get it, dog. Like, trust me, there's certain things that we can go back and we can find people and we can see what people were doing and we can pinpoint people's time frame at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And of course, people change. And it's like I said, dog, I'm very aware and I'm very conscious of the way things work. I'm very conscious of the way things work, dog. 100%. Trust me, as much as I poke fun at things, it's like on a historic level, it's like I know the way they work. You know what I mean?
You know what you're posting up, and you know the impact that it can have.
100%. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's why I attack everything and not just one particular thing. You know what I mean? It's just like...
what is the ultimate goal for you attacking those things, though?
It's just look at it like any other thing that you would look at it. Look at it from every single angle, you know?
Like, see it...
Look at it from look at it from something funny. You know, look at it from something funny and...
look at it from a deep perspective,
of course,
and then move on.
Of course, but
you don't have to absorb that into your character and make that like a part of you enough to where it triggers somebody.
Oh no!
To all of a sudden message you or tag you in some post that's talking shit about you or whatever.
Nah, the biggest thing too, dog, it's just like, you get offended because you get emotionally attached to things, which is fine, dog. You know what I mean?
Like, I think everybody gets emotionally attached to anything that they get into.
You're supposed to, man. Like, dog, like, there's certain things that people say that don't necessarily, like I said, it's like, you're going to offend, what are you going to offend about it? You know, like.
Those are my dogs. Don't worry about it.
That shit like Ratatouille.
No,
dog. That shit scares me.
Yeah.
Damn,
You want the first.
Look at I'm about to get this little... Oh, shit. You got no mustache, my boy. What happened? You can't grow this one?
Oh, man. I'll grow soon enough, man.
Damn, homie.
I need a little bit more pepper on it.
Damn, homie. Not even with the fucking filter, my boy. Look at that shit, dog. You got Snapchat or not? You got Snapchat or not?
Nah, I got off that shit.
Aw, dog. You're missing the fuck out.
Nah, dude. I had to get off because it's just too stupid. I don't know. I'm only on Instagram. I do Facebook and all the other bullshit to post the stuff for the podcast, but just fucking Instagram.
Nah, dog. All this shit is funny, dog. Like I said, it's like little things.
It is, but I don't like to be. For me personally, I don't like to be too involved in my phone.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm not saying that you.
Chill, dog.
Yeah, motherfucker. You too involved with your motherfucking phone.
Hey, listen, dog. I got data, my boy.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. So do I. But I just.
My boy ain't got that data, that unlimited shit.
I mean, that's what I got. I get you, but I just choose not to. Like I do Instagram, and that's about it. And even then, I turn off all notifications for Instagram.
Yeah, Doug, I have no notifications on at all.
Because I don't want
like, not even,
I don't want that. I don't want any of that. I just do my shit. I post up. People, whatever.
I'm always on my phone for work.
Right.
Someone's always texting me. Someone's always calling me.
Someone's on an Instagram message. Someone's on a fucking
but the thing
Snapchat.
Is, no, not that. Just work.
Yeah.
Every other thing is off. Everything is off. Facebook notifications. Dog, even if my Facebook's fucking corny as shit, it's like, dog, I just use it to tell people happy birthday.
Right.
I don't.
No, I know what the fuck you mean.
But it's good though. Because it's like, listen, happy birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't put my birthday up though, so people don't tell me happy birthday.
Really?
I don't like my birthday. Yeah.
Wait, it's on Christmas or what?
No, June 3rd. But I just.
Damn, my boy, were you alright, hater? You alright, little hater?
I don't like that. Like, I feel like it's artificial when
you don't
when they're notified when they're notified of my birthday. It's like, if you know it, then I'm glad that you know it. But it's like, I'd rather.
I thought you hated your birthday because it felt like on a shitty holiday, fool. You just don't like.
And I don't like the attention. Like, I'm very like, I don't like.
I don't like pastel. I don't like cupcakes. Okay, dog. You know, like nobody wishing you happy birthday, taking you out to dinner. I don't. And buying you a new Hawaiian shirt, dog.
Hey, man.
Come on. No, you don't like it?
If you look closely, bro, this motherfucker's working out on this motherfucking shirt.
Little pervert. Look at it closely.
Yeah, I know you like to look at this shit, dog.
Look it up, dog.
Motherfuckers lifting weights, throwing javelins, throwing punches on this fucking shirt.
Shit, dog.
Thrift store.
Hey, chill.
Goodwill, bro.
Hey, boy, you got money, dog.
Yeah, Goodwill. I got $1, bro. Let's go.
Hey, we're going to talk about that right now in a second, dog. We were talking about that earlier, man, these Goodwill things. Let's take a little.
All right, yeah, I'm done. Goodwill, bro.
Goodwill, dog.
Bring it. What stories do you have?
Damn, dog. There's a couple Goodwill stints, dog, that I fucking love just because it was just fucking reckless, dog.
Which one did you work at?
The one in Van Nuys. Victory.
Ooh, yeah. That would be a little reckless right there.
Yeah, dog. Like, it was a trip because there's like two sides, like two different weird sides to it, right? So it's just like, first of all, Goodwill's a corporation.
Yes.
It's a piece of shit.
I totally saw that when I was working there. I was like,
and that's what people don't get.
It's $1 billion.
It's an industry.
Huge, dude. Huge.
And that's what people don't understand. It's just like, listen, like, it's free money for them. You get a tax break, but you really think anybody's filling out those tax forms? No. Regular people, they're like, oh, I don't want to fill it out. It's okay. I'm going to get a tax deduction.
Just on the bottom of the pile.
But check it out, fool. I worked for rich people that love donating it because they would donate some trash and they would write 2 bags of clothes worth $600 each. Tax write-off. You do that 3-4 times a year, you got $2,400 in tax write-offs.
Got nothing. Nothing to pay.
Oh, they're like, look at that. They love it. You know what I mean? So they're just like, hell yeah, we can take advantage of this fucking system. We've been doing this shit for years.
Dude, I worked at the one off of, was it Lions Avenue?
Which one?
Lions Avenue in Santa Clarita.
Oh, dog.
Right there, bro.
Bomb shit.
It was all bomb shit. It was either music shit or like movie stuff.
Yeah.
All the time. Motherfucker would die and all the fucking dopest... Like from Chinaware, everything, the whole fucking house.
Like, bring the whole thing over here. Motherfuckers are dead. Let's bring.
They didn't know, and people would donate. They didn't give a shit, and they were just like,
"I'm get rid of it." They're just emptying house.
And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Yeah.
Oh, Doug. So I worked at the one in Van Nuys. I did community service at it, right? But before that, I had like a little escapade with one of my buddies. Like, we used to actually steal from Goodwills.
What'd you steal?
Oh my god, dog! Collectibles, records, cameras. So what we would do is like we had a system, right, where it's just like we're like, well, this is a corporation, we need to make money, so let's make money. eBay. You know, my buddy had an iPhone at the time. This was like 2007, so there wasn't a lot of people with iPhones at the time.
Yeah.
So him and I would go, big dude, 6'4", 300-400 pounds, big motherfucker, beautiful girlfriend, small, rack, dog. Hard. Best thing ever, dog. It was so crazy to see the way that my guy played the system so well just to survive off of the Goodwill. So he'd go in there, look up shirts, Hawaiian shirts, you know, like, and be like, okay, this shirt's going, okay, so this brand of shirt is going for this amount of dollars. Put it in the fucking magic cloak, which was his fucking body.
Yeah,
because he was so big, dog.
Yeah,
nobody
you
could
hide
tell.
anything under
so
that
we
motherfucker.
Would put things like, dog, you're talking about sometimes we'd walk out of there making at least like $600 a haul. Making off of resale.
So you would, yeah, where would you sell this at?
eBay, Craigslist.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
This is like before, like, you know, the whole vintage thing got super big. We did a couple Rose Bowls, did a couple Melrose, you know, trading posts.
Would you have just like a clothesline of clothes?
And shit? Dog, you're talking about vintage T-shirts. Well, not necessarily vintage T-shirts, but I focus mostly on jeans, records, knickknacks, a lot of tattoo stuff, like tattoo ephemera, like things that people overlooked at the time. Now it's fucking a major player.
Yeah, yeah. You feel like if you would have gotten into it now, you would have been fucking. I would have been.
I think if
bro.
I think if I would have just kept up with it, I would have been okay.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, the same thing, dog. It's just you get, like I said, dog. You get bored, and that's not even it's like a boredom thing, but it's just like you just come across and be like, yo, what am I really doing? You know. But now I have friends that are making a living off these things, and like I said, it's no hate on them at all, dog. It's beautiful. I support my friends. Like before. You're going to tell, I would never pay $40 for a T-shirt. Now, I have friends that thrift things, and I'm like, you want 40 for that, dog? I'll give you 40. Because I know the time and effort, and I know what it costs.
Yeah, the hustle that goes into it.
100%. And it's just like at the time that I was doing it, it was mostly for myself.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I started selling stuff because there was money in it. There was a lot of money in it. But it wasn't as big as it is now, dog. Now it's fucking huge. 100%. And it's just like instruments. Instruments at the time, which was a big one for me. Records, which I used to collect, which was a big one, but I didn't really sell. I just collected. I was just like a pack rat, you know?
Do you still have them now?
I gave everything away, dog.
You gave it away.
Listen,
shout out. You didn't even sell it.
Shout out
to
my boy, Crimson King, Carlos. Like,
so generous.
No. It's just like, look, man. Like I said, dog. There's transitions that you make. Yeah. You know, and it's like there's certain things that you walk away from, and I walked away from it, and I made money.
What made you do that?
Space. I needed more space. I cared more about space.
I thought you meant like outer space.
Oh, damn. No. I cared more.
I looked up and I was like, I got to get rid of this shit.
You got the stars and I'm like, yo, I'm getting close to the stars. No, I just cared more about space. I cared more about, you know, just having open spaces for myself. You know, I was just like, well, what am I going to do when I'm gone? It's like, I'm going to have all this shit. Who's going to take care of it? Who's going to do this? You're
going to be on hoarders and shit on TLC.
Listen, one of the best things I ever heard in my life was like I had friends that, you know, would be like, you're a hoarder of cool shit. And I was like, yeah, I am. Got a bunch of fucking cool shit. And it was always a story when you came around me where it's like, oh, dog, check out this fucking book. Dog, I had jazz encyclopedias, rock and roll encyclopedias. You're talking about record encyclopedias, records that people had never heard of, never seen. And it was on a low scale where I wasn't spending a lot of money. I was just digging 100% all the fucking time. I was digging for clothes, digging for pretty much, man, like you're digging for history, man. And I appreciate it 100%.
Was that the ultimate reason why you were doing that in the first place? Was
yeah,
because,
first and foremost.
Man, like this fucking record that I'm looking at, this is so fucking sick. Oh, yeah. I gotta fucking have this, you know, and find other things.
First of all, there was the music. You know, it was just like, okay, it's a music thing. So it's just like, yo, I'm digging for the music. And then second, it was like, yo, I dig the artwork. Honestly, man, like, from what I know now to what I knew 3 years after I stopped collecting, I probably skipped out on a lot of things, dog, that would have made a lot of fucking money, man.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, dog, I was digging 6-7 days out of the week. Like, you're talking about, like, I had relationships with people, never stole from mom and pop shops, only Goodwills, you know? Did community service at Goodwill. I was telling you, amazing, dog. Like, yeah, dog. I got promoted in my community service, right? So I schmoozed my way. So I started pricing things in the back. So I got everything that people brought in, first dibs.
Yeah, that's literally what my job was.
Oh my god, dog! It was just like first dibs.
Yes.
I loved it. Cause
yes,
I would price things.
I'm telling you, man.
I would price.
Best job I ever fucking had.
100%. Just first of all, because you're coming through junk that's junk for other people, but for you, it's cool. And you know you're gonna rock it, dog. You know you're gonna make it.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, baby. There you go.
So check it. So, I was coming across a lot of cool shit, and dog, I was hanging out with some hood ass people, a couple retards in the back. No offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Goodwill's a piece of shit, paying these guys like fucking $1 an hour, but making people believe this was a fucking equal opportunity employer, which was fucked, So, I was just stoked that I could be in the back and just look at things before people got to see them, you know? So there were certain things I was like, yo, man, I'm going to put this in. I would call my buddy up that I would rack with and be like, hey, dog, listen, I'm in charge of records today. And then he's just like, all right, dog, just put them in the corner wherever you want. I'll rack them. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Then I would tell my other buddies, hey, listen, I'm on record duty today. And I would ask them, be like, yo, can I get on record duty? They're like, okay. Dog, who the fuck wants to dig through and who wants to organize 500 to 600 records? Who?
Yeah.
A community service, dog, for free.
Yeah.
I would organize them, re-tag them, 50 cents off, put them in a corner, all the bomb shit.
I'd be putting 99 cents on all the records.
That's what I'm telling you.
And I would just hit my friends like, dude, you got to come right now. I'm coming out right now with a motherfucking cart full of shit. I got it priced for you.
Come get it.
Come grab it right now.
Yeah.
And at first, it took a while for them to catch on. They're like, oh, can I grab it? I'm like, dude, grab it right now. Grab it right now. Because other customers would grab that shit and they'd be getting the fucking deals.
Vultures, dog.
Yeah. And
listen, people been doing this without being cool for years, dog. It's money. You know what I mean? Like, the people were always looking for a golden egg. And it's regular people.
Yeah.
Because
we're all just trying to find that next fucking
that next
break.
Hustle, man.
Yeah.
But look, like I said, it's like it takes a special kind of person to hoard, a certain amount of things. And like I was a super hoarder, dog.
You felt like it after a while. You were just like, I gotta let this fucking shit go. Well, what was the turning page for you to do that?
Space. I was like, I'm surrounded by all these things. Like I'm sleeping on the floor, but I have fucking 2,000 records. And
they're just there. I'm not even fucking listening to them.
No, I would listen to them. I would listen.
Oh, you would?
Dog,
yeah.
I was a music head. I'm still a like we brought that up earlier. It's just like I'm a music head, man. But it's just like there's too much music out there. You know what I mean? So it's just like it hasn't been that long, dog. It's only been like 5-6 years that I kind of stepped away, and honestly, that's a lifetime for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that listen to music. But for me, man, it was just one of those things where I was just like, you know what? I'm exposed. I've just been exposed to too many things for so long.
How much of it did you get rid of?
All of it? No, actually, you know what?
Out of 2,000, you got rid of all 2,000?
I lie. I kept at least like 200 records. And a lot of them are like ambient music and jazz.
Is that what you're mostly into?
Yeah, actually,
like
right now.
Those two extremes?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
What is it about jazz that you like?
It's just the free flow, man. It's like the time period. You know what I mean? It's just like jazz.
As far as like old school type.
Oh yeah, you're talking about like.
You don't like any of the new stuff now?
Nah, I haven't listened like new.
You're not as well versed, so you can't really say.
What's her name? Esperanza Spalding.
Oh yeah, she's great, bassist.
Yeah. Like that's that's like the newest, dog, and she's not even that new.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, dog, it's just like.
I honestly can't say that I'm much of an audiophile myself.
No.
I don't. I just find shit that I'm into every now and then. Whatever it is, it's what it is.
But when like I said, dog, it was like older jazz, man. Like that's the shit that like.
What was
top?
Well, yeah. As far as an artist, like, what was the one that resonated with you as the way that they spoke, either on the instrument or on
like singing,
vocally? Yeah.
Well, look, it's just all the jazz giants. Like that's who I was into when I was a kid.
But what was the one?
The one?
The one that it's like, man, this motherfucker. Every time I heard him,
Chet Baker,
trumpet.
Yeah. Vocals, vocals.
Yeah.
And trumpet.
Do you see his movie?
Yeah. Let's Get Lost. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Not I haven't seen the movie, but have you seen the documentary on him? It's called Let's Get Lost by Bruce Weber. It's like the end of days of him.
I've seen it, but it's been a very
black
long
and
time.
white.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just like dog. It's just like you're talking about true renegades. You know what I mean? It's just like guys that were guys, never changed their persona.
Got his fucking teeth
busted in. Couldn't play trumpet no more.
And then re-taught himself how to
play through it.
Yeah.
Through his fucked up teeth.
Yes.
But jazz, man, like that was my thing. And it's still, like I said, like
Did you grow up with that music?
I grew myself up with that music. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things where it's just like.
I didn't grow up with it here in this household. Like I grew up with a lot of Latin jazz and funk.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Dog, you're talking about top 20s radio, 1970, top 20s, 80s, 90s.
It wasn't until college that I got really into jazz, and I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, this is a whole nother thing.
I was into jazz when I was a kid, though, man. You know what I mean? And it was just like my people that my mom cleaned their houses. Like I would go with her, and I would look in their CD collections. And they had these jazz records. You know, they had like Dizzy Gillespie.
Would you listen to them there, or would you like kind
of? I just remember the names.
Remember the names. I just
remember the names.
With you?
I just remember the names, and then when I grew up, I was like, I remember this from this. You know what I mean? Like even when you're talking about like '90s, people like Tracy Chapman. You know?
Yeah, Fast Car.
Oh shit, dog! Don't even throw that on. That's a crybaby song right there, my boy. You know, it's just like
a little glossy there.
A little glossy, my boy. Yeah. But like, it's just like music, dog. It's just like to me, it was everything at one point until it became everything, and it just didn't have to be everything. You know what I mean? Like, it was everything, dog. And it was just like listening and learning and understanding, and it's just like I said, it was just for so long, dog. Like, I'm talking about 15, 16, 17, up until like I was like 27, 28, 29. Like, it was like, yo, dog, all the fucking time. I was always broke because I was always buying records or stealing shit or fucking like, it was just discovering things, like buying DVDs, buying VHSs, like just studying music. And it wasn't even so much.
You're not taking like a scholastic way of studying it, but you're just studying it as far as just listening to a lot of it.
Yeah,
you're just listening. Whether you knew it or not, you were absorbing this.
You're absorbing personalities too, you know what I mean? Where it's like,
yeah,
you're like, oh shit, you know what? These guys came from this era, and they were like,
they're trying to express like what they feel at that moment through whatever they fucking can. It happened to be this fucking instrument. This is the way that they fucking threw it out.
And at the same time, it was like a certain level of oppression at that time too, man.
Yeah.
It's like, right now we take people that like curse, like it's like, oh shit, everybody shit, fuck this, that. And it's just like, dog, like there was a point in time where like it wasn't even if you cursed, dog. It was like notes that you played, clothes that you wore, style that you had, lingo that you did. You know what I mean? It was just like it scared people.
Yeah.
It's like when you think how goofy it is that the Beatles used to scare people.
Yeah.
And so and then the thing about that is just like when you think about jazz, how we used to scare people. They used to call it the devil's music.
Yeah. Fuck it. It still scares people now, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's been generations since
generations.
Then.
It's just like when you think about, you really want fear, man, listen to Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Piper at the Gates of Dawn?
Yeah. Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Yeah, first album. You want fear? Listen to that. Shit. You want... You really want to get a little scary, dog. It's Bitches Brew, Miles Davis.
Ooh, that's a fucking good one.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, yo,
came out. Like he invented fucking fusion with that fucking album, man. Right there.
Listen to little Alice Coltrane in there. She did an album with Carlos Santana. That was just like, just listen to people's expression of things. You know what I mean? It was just like this free for all, this flow. Where it was like there was no boundaries, there was nothing.
Yeah, there's not the
structure.
No boundary of language or anything. I could
music.
Communicate with you through like this instrument that happened to just be another aspect of communicating energy and whatever it is, to you.
And I think that's what scares a lot of people. You know what I mean? It's just like
it feels too fresh. Yeah. I think it's almost like
it's a change.
Yeah,
it's just like it's not like a it's
like
happy.
It's like when you first jump into some real cool water on a hot ass day. For that moment, it's like, but then when you let it, like, just let go.
If you want to, though.
If you want to,
yeah,
you could really enjoy it. Because
I just don't think that people want to in that sense.
Why do you think that is, though?
There's a certain safety to a pop song, the way a pop song structure that makes people feel, this is the part where I'm supposed to...
I got to anchor myself there.
Yeah, this is the part where I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody just like continuing, you know, like it erratic sounds in between. It's just like you have this like nice, cool, mellow piano note. It's very melodic and it's very cooling. And then in the middle, it's just like very harsh piano that changes it. Yeah. You know? But like I said, it's one of those things where it's just like
There's a formula that I think the popular... companies have perfected, obviously, over the years of what they know that people are gonna fucking consume,
right?
Like immediately,
100%
consume. And there's definitely a very great amount of people, whether they're popular right now or not, that are trying to kind of fight against that. I feel, you know. In some way, not everybody.
No,
not everybody. Like, but I think
who would you say though?
I don't really have a great example right now at this fucking moment.
Yeah, like, but listen, like, dog, like, it's funny because like I listen to everything, man, and you know people say, I listen to everything except country.
But then when you ask them, like, you just asked me right now, I'm just like, hey, I draw a blank all of a sudden. I'm like,
dog, I listen to everything, my boy. Like, honestly, 100%. It's like, you know, trap, you know. Dog, everything, bro. 100%, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my interest was always sonics. You know, it was always like sounds. That was the biggest thing. It wasn't even like who's cool, who's not. Like, dog, I can show you shit where you're like, what the fuck is this, dog? And then you'd be like, damn, I get it. You know, but it like I said, it always comes from having not having a judgment, and it's just like being like, yo, dog, this is cool. Because I get the expression of it. I get the, you know, it's not fabricated, you know. And there's other things where it's just like, I get why that's cool and I get why that appeals to people. But where did that come from? My biggest thing is this. It's just like, where did that come from? Who influenced who you like?
Yeah.
So you give me a name and then I'll look for the depth. I'll look deeper than that. I'll be like, okay, well, he got his style from him. He liked that style because of this. And then the people that they come, that's where the rawness comes from.
Yeah, and then you kind of look into that.
Yeah. You get deep into it, man. You get really, really deep into it, man. But yeah, dog, it's just like I said, man. It's just like jazz, rock, fusion, blues, like really delta, like really deep delta. You know, even all the British shit.
What is delta? I'm sorry, I never.
You know delta blues, like Son House.
Okay.
Charlie Patton.
Okay, yeah. Definitely. I didn't know that was referred to as delta.
Yeah,
it's
Delta. I want to say like it's like a certain
more like southern.
It's a certain part of the South. It's like just like you're talking about Lead Belly, you know. Shit, man. There's the funny thing is, it's like these are the guys that influence guys like Nirvana. You know, these are the guys that influence guys like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
You know, you like Muddy Waters. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah.
Even deeper than that, man. That's what I'm telling you. It goes deeper, dog. Robert Johnson, even deeper than Robert Johnson. Like, you got guys where it's just like, dog, like, it was deep. It was really like, yo, there was something about it.
That struck a nerve with everybody.
And the thing is, that
fucking came in contact with some
there was
shit
something
like
about it that didn't appeal to a lot of people, that made a lot of people afraid, and they try to shun it. And you have to understand, like, it's just like the period of time, the geograph of those areas. It was like this is during slavery, dog. You know what I mean? It's like, dog, like real pain, real experiences, real depth. Like,
do you feel like we're in some sort of slavery right now, though?
In a sense, it's just like it's.
You want to think deep, bro?
No. We're always into like we're always we're part of a system, man. That's just what it is. It's just like we're part of a system, and it's like you free yourself to a certain extent. You hold yourself accountable to what level of slavery you want to hold yourself accountable to.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that are systematic that have
kept us in like a sort of box.
Of course, 100%. You know, it's just like, dog. Like, how truly free can you be? You know, till your self-conscious start saying, well, listen, dog, you got to eat. You know? You got to eat. You got to build. You got to leave a legacy. It's like I said, like there's a subconscious and there's being subconscious. You know, that's just like you have to understand different aspects of yourself, you know? And it's just like, there, like I said, you're right, man. Slavery exists. You know, we don't know it because we're getting paid for it now.
Yeah.
You know,
but in a sense, that payment is.
Oh yeah, there's always always somebody that's just. But then again, there's always somebody on top of that somebody. You know, so it's like the ladder's too high now. Like the ladder is too high for people to understand that.
Or to even focus on like something like that. Like I can't even think about the ladder that high because I got to provide for
these people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like there was something that I saw the other day too, where it was just you know, it's just like you're willing to wake up to make somebody else $1 at 6 a.m., but you're not willing to wake up at 5 a.m. to make yourself $1. It's like, dog, it's like I get it, you know? But yeah, dog, like it's like, listen, man, at the end of the day, dog, fuck all this shit. You know what I mean? That's all it is, dog.
Don't take it too seriously, man.
Nah, dog, you can't.
Have some fucking fun with it and enjoy this short time that we have with each other.
It's long. Don't get me wrong. It's long.
It's long, but short at the same time.
Hey, think about it, dog. 30 years, that's a lifetime. 60 years, that's 2 lifetimes. 90 years, that's 3 lifetimes.
But I think about it now, the way that I am now is like I am 31.
What are you going to be like when you're 62?
I don't know, man. Hopefully I'm alive to see that number. And I think about it now, it seems like a flash. It seems like a
flash because you're 31.
Yeah.
But think about like...
Well, and when I'm 62, it might seem that way too because I'm not going to think about like every single day. I'm like, now I'm 31 and 10 days. Now I'm 31 and 11 days.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Then you also have to think about generational gaps too, man. Transitions, historically.
I mean,
as human beings.
Well, I look at it like we were talking about earlier. Like, I kind of see it now with people that are younger than us, you know, and the way that they see our generation. Even when we make like the simplest reference to a past a past movie that they haven't seen, and they're and they make fun of us in some weird ass fucking retrospective way. Like
the funny thing is, it's just like I think about it. It's just like, what's somebody that's 21 gonna make fun of me?
Or gonna try to, you know, or at least in a way that offends you in some way.
I mean, like, yo, old head. Like, listen, dog. Like, I get you. You don't get me. You know what I mean? It's like I get you because I understand you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like somebody that's older than you doesn't get you. But see, we come from the generation that we can understand generations that are coming up because you're like, oh shit, you know what, dog? Like if you listen to a certain song, right? Yeah. Even if you don't like the song lyrically, you understand it sonically. Now, before, it was just like, no, dog. Like, if we're talking about music terms, right?
No, yeah.
Clothing terms, too. You know what I mean? Like, fashion-wise as well. Like,
But I understand what you're saying music-wise because I could hear songs that were made back then that I was totally not into then. And I hear them today. Like, I have recently, say, wherever, at home or at work, and I'm like, it's actually kind of good.
Yeah,
I could like if this was released today, I'd be like, okay, this is decent.
Yeah. I don't hate on anybody, dog.
But then again, that might be an old way of thinking, you know, because I'm like, I'll hear shit today. I'm like, this is the worst shit
ever,
dog. You know?
Nah, dog. Listen, I don't hate on anybody, dog. It's just like everybody's out to get whatever they need to get. You know what I mean? Like, that's my biggest thing. It's just like I don't hate on anybody, dog. It's just like if you're making money, doing what you need to do to make money, and you're you know, passionate about what you do, man, I appreciate it, dog. Never a hater, fool. I love seeing people that I know come up. I love seeing people that that are passionate about what they do come up.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people that give a fuck about who brought them there. You know, it's just like your friends brought you there. Your family brought you there. You brought yourself there. But it's just like, dog, like, just because some celebrity thinks you're cool doesn't mean that you're fucking cool, dog.
We all know who you are.
Yeah. We all know what you done, dog.
Yeah, dog.
Like, we all know you're a fucking tune, dog. We're going to end it on that note, dog. We all know you're a fucking tune, you fucking tune.
That's right. Gerson. Love you, bro.
Dog.
Thanks
Me too,
for
man.
on.
Hell yeah, dog. Hey, this is round 1, brother. We're going to do it again, man. Keep shooting some shit, tongue some shit, seeing some shit, living some shit. It's the way the world works, man.
Fuck yeah. That's right. You heard it here. You heard it on Tomorrowman Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. See you.